Well, Big and Jay was off top. Like that was kind of like, what's the point of doing the top three when Big and Jay is in the top three? That's kind of off top. You feel me? So that's why I'm trying to think outside the box with the third. But I mean, I haven't.
Breaking up, man.
I'm sorry, somebody called me. I haven't heard someone that I totally disagree with on yet. But Big and Jay is like automatically 1 and 2. So I'm just trying to think outside the box with the third one. That's why I was like, that's why I was throwing Sean P. I couldn't say nobody like Fab because I understand the Kane thing, but to be fair, Kane is the blueprint for a lot of people. But I was here, bro, and there was a time niggas went, and this is no disrespect at all, because I love Kane. And I'm from Clifton, and he's from Van Buren. It's the same block, just on the other side of the park. So let's be very clear. This is no hate towards Kane, but there was a time niggas wasn't really jacking that, bro. And when he took his decline, it was a heavy decline. You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of tarnished the legacy a little bit. You feel me? And the other people that I mentioned have kind of maintained their legacies. I think a little bit better. Even though.
Well, hold
on. Let me finish one thing. Even though,
okay.
What's the first two albums? Long. I don't think nothing can touch the first two albums. With that being said, was the Long Live the Kane and it's a Big Daddy thing. Those are the first two.
Yeah, those are the first two.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't argue anyone saying Kane because without Kane, you don't have Jay. You understand what I'm saying? So I get all of that. So I would never argue it, but just from being here, I wouldn't. And that's no disrespect whatsoever. I would just put somebody else there. Like, I could see the Busta thing. You know what I mean? If we're going off the grandiose impact, I guess it would probably be Big J and Busta.
Hey, man. So let me just make sure we clear. You said Big J, right? Do you meant to say J Big, right?
I didn't have an order, but I will. If I got to put one ahead of the other, I guess I'll put J ahead of Big. I wasn't naming them in an order like between them two, but I guess probably J first.
Yeah, you're a prolific MC, man. I'm gonna need you to be very, very, very direct and intentional.
Oh, see, the fact that you said that, I'm about to shed a tear, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yo, real quick, Fredro, what's up, legend? I don't know if this is wrong, but like, I think he was Kane's barber when Kane was that dude. I could be wrong. A young Fredro was Kane's barber.
I'm School Brother. Johnny Famous.
Nah, Johnny Famous.
Johnny Famous. School Brother.
OG rap was.
Yo, I think we got we gotta hear from Watts. We gotta hear Glasses.
We go.
We know how he feel.
What's up with it?
Let's go, Glasses. Let's go.
Everybody's been waiting to hear Glasses. Yo, Glasses. Yo,
this is about to be a moment.
Yo, Glasses, before you say your top three greatest, first of all, I need you to define for the room greatest and the criteria to be the greatest.
All right, look, you got to sell something, man. You got to be commercially viable, critically viable, got to be popular, got to be impactful, and longevity plays a part in the conversation too.
Do it do anything to do with lyrical skill?
That's technical ability. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I didn't say that. Technical ability.
I accept your apology, bro. I accept your apology.
I stand corrected.
Royce.
Sorry, brother. Let me make sure I mention technical aspects. Technical is so preference. Some niggas
He's
y'all
the worst,
might think tight. I'll be like, that nigga ain't tight.
Yeah, because you said it was never a moment in time when Nas was the nicest MC in the game. You said
never
that.
in my life.
Your Glasses.
Wow,
that's crazy.
In my life,
You said those words.
I've never in history.
Wow. Royce ain't gonna let him
lie for all these people, Royce.
Nah, man, you said those words and then you moved the goalposts on us. You tried to
never say Nas has never been the nicest MC, even though he right before he get his beat. I never said he wasn't the nicest.
See, he can't never just get a man his props, man. It's always come with a little bullet.
He has to write before the beat. You know what I mean?
Bro,
okay.
He's the second greatest MC out of Queens. How much more props do I need to give?
I mean, the only thing I disagreed with that you said was you and Mouse. I think Mouse kind of triggers you. He triggers you sometimes. Y'all not good for each other.
That's what I'm waiting on too.
Y'all like a satire.
They toxic.
Yeah, y'all toxic as fuck.
Not at all. We're just, you know what it is? we just bring perspective and genuineness to the conversation.
That nigga Mouse never brings perspective to the
Mouse,
conversation.
Right, he's a safe.
That's another way to put
He
it.
brings
That's another way
emotions to shit.
Yeah.
But nah, I've never said Nas wasn't the nicest MC. Nice is too subjective. I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so give us your top 3.
Big J, Busta.
Dope list. Yeah.
Dope.
I'm glad Busta on somebody's list.
I don't know.
I mentioned him first because of volume.
3 people mentioned Busta.
We started this last time, and everybody kept trying to put Kane, and I'm like, bro, you cannot put Kane over Busta. That's just insane.
But does longevity make you greater though? That's the thing.
That's a part of it.
You got to be great.
Wait. Let me ask a question. Let me ask you a question.
Like, if you think about it, Kane, that's the least that Kane has.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Longevity.
Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question about Kane, right? Because we talking about Kane. Are we not looking at the fact that he changed from being like hardcore MC and was like one of the first hardcore MCs to start doing that crossover R&B, Teddy Riley, New Jack Swing type stuff. Then he expanded the branding, one of the first MCs to be in a Madonna video with his shirt off doing some freaky shit. So we talking about not just the MCing, because clearly we talking about impact, right? Kane did more than just rap. Like, he was one of the first dudes to become a brand. He wasn't just
iconic. That was an iconic photo with him and Madonna.
Yeah, that's like
and Naomi Campbell.
When nobody else doing that. So again, like recency bias can fuck you up because you're not looking at the whole picture. It's not just those albums. He was everywhere. It wasn't just the albums. He was a pop sensation for a minute, even though some of us may not have liked. Trend. Right, the Taste of Chocolate, that wasn't my thing, but it was a crossover. It was a blueprint for doing crossover hip hop. And he was one of the first to do it.
The beauty of these combos, is it longevity or is it peak? Like, what do you prefer? Like, you could put those things. A lot of people prefer someone's peak over someone's longevity, and other people prefer longevity over people's peak. I hate to do
that's why when I say
that's your preference.
It depends on what the longevity looks like and what the peak looks like.
Right. When I say my favorite MC, I put time frames. I put the year. I'll say, this or that. Like I'll say like 94 Pharaoh Monch. That's my favorite. 93 this or that. I always put the year on when.
Kane's peak compared to Busta's, and that I think a lot of people put that in a different, they hold some weight towards that.
That's what swayed mine.
I think we give him a 30-year career almost at the top over MCs from Brooklyn right now.
Nah, we just talking about the picture being iconic.
She matters. She matters.
That was a
hey,
big deal,
shout
man.
out to my boy Royce. I ain't talked to you in a minute, homie. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, what's up, my guy? How you feeling, man?
You know what I'm doing, man. I'm writing and mixing. That's all.
We on the same page, bro. That Madonna thing, that's like a milestone in his career. That goes down in history with him.
It's a little freaky. It's a little freaky, but
Yeah, G-Rap told me that changed a lot. Like, that a lot of people thought what was possible after that. They were like, "Oh shit, we get next to these people."
I'm just saying, like, where you really unpack that, we're talking about being validated by a white woman.
You know what?
No, but it made it possible.
I didn't say he validated.
I think it showed what was possible for people.
But
that it was possible
that
to
can't
fuck
be the thing
Madonna?
that sways you between Busta and Kane. Like,
I didn't say that either.
Madonna, it sways me. That's Madonna, bro.
I didn't say that either. I just said that was an important milestone in his career.
Yeah, that picture.
I agree.
I agree 100%. No, but it was big.
Yo,
we
Bala,
got to
did you
be talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was saying, well, everybody has mentioned Big, right? But we got to be talking about peak when we talk about Big, because Big only technically got 2 albums. And his run was what? From 92, 93 to 97?
We're talking about longevity.
So we got to be talking about peak.
Right. But
his catalog still has a lot of longevity, though. Like, his catalog, Juicy, still being played everywhere.
But what I'm saying is, we are basing
Biggie's peak is. I don't think Jay has ever quite hit Biggie's peak. I don't think a lot of people has hit Biggie's peak.
Man, you crazy,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
What is up with you? Bro. What is up with you and Jay-Z, man? We got to get together.
That's crazy.
Bro, you cannot compare no MC to Jay-Z, bro.
Not one. But not for those reasons. For different reasons.
It don't matter what reason. It don't matter what reason you throw out there. Jay-Z took this shit. He took this shit to every plateau you can think of, bro.
I'm not disagreeing, but again,
Jay had 10 peaks.
That don't. But no, the peaks ain't like Big. The peaks wasn't like Snoop's. It's not those peaks. It's not.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Where was the peak? Where was just the peak?
Yo, Fade to Black was never really like that's crazy. Like there was a lot of things he.
You know what it is?
Volume 2.
I think the peak is the unconditional love that Big had. Like Jay-Z, even at the peak that to me, I agree with you, Royce. Jay is my personal number one, and I think he's
all of our personal number ones.
Right, but I think
not all.
What I think Glass is saying is like Big hit a point where it was like unconditional, just love, crazy at the peak of everything. And Jay was always being taken with a grain of salt by certain people.
Meaning we had to grow on Jay.
I ain't see those people.
Biggie brought a whole coast back.
That nigga Jay-Z went about 14 summers straight, bro.
And I think that's what I think.
Royce, facts.
Yeah, that's what I think. But that's what I think that makes Jay-Z incredible is the longevity and the conversation at the top of the game consistently for year after year. But I'm just saying, Biggie's peak at a time is completely different. There's very few rappers that hit that point where it's just undisputed. You are the guy.
Like the hate that
I think a lot of y'all.
The way people would sour on Jay for the like materialism and whatnot, Biggie was just as much that way, and he didn't receive that same type of like people wasn't bitter about Biggie. Biggie had a different type of love.
I think
undervaluing that hard knock peak. That hard knock peak was ridiculous.
The hard knock peak couldn't survive because of Juvenile. That really wasn't what everybody wanted it to be.
What are you talking about, man?
What?
What the fuck?
Juvenile came out and blew everything off the head. Oh my god! Number one record in the country.
Oh my god!
That's probably the greatest independent rap label in the
that hard knock. That hard knock.
Yeah.
Yo, man, let him say what he's saying, man. Stop everybody talking.
Hey, Glasses, I agree. I agree with you that they the number one independent.
I'm saying, are we talking about Hard Knock Life versus Back That Ass Up? Like that's what y'all really want to do?
I ain't talking about Hard Knock Life. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about Jay's run.
Is this what we really? That's what I'm saying. So you don't think Juvenile kind of sped in on that and made sure that just wasn't what it was supposed to be completely?
Am I in the wrong room?
Nah, they wasn't.
There is no comparison to those
the volume 2 peak. The volume 2 peak was crazy.
No. Juvenile's 400 degrees squash that. It's different. It's levels.
No, it ain't. Come on, man.
So we don't act like Juvenile wasn't the hottest. Like if it wasn't, so we talk about it. 98, you got Juvie, you got you got Jay. In 99, right? You got M and you got J, right?
Whoa, let's not forget Pun in 98 too.
You forgot DMX in 98.
I'm saying so then like right then you got DMX. Great point, right? So like literally,
you got a lot of shit going on in New York, man. It wasn't really like that for Juvenile. All of like great records.
We had a lot of people.
Nas was there. The Rough Riders was there. All that shit was there.
So I'm saying, so if you said in New York, because I'm telling you, California is not close.
All right, well, shit, I could talk about Detroit all day, man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna just throw the I'm gonna throw the street lords. I'm gonna throw the street lords in there.
I'll tell you on my block.
No, I can see if I said something that's not comparable. Y'all just give it up to Juvenile with 5 minutes. This 400 Degrees is the greatest album in the South ever.
My nigga named Fab is one of his top 3 Brooklyn rappers of all time, and niggas let him have it. Nobody said anything.
I did not know Fab, but I would like to talk about Fab. Fantastic.
We were talking about Jay and Biggie's peaks. How Juvenile got brought up. It was just we was going into Jay and Biggie's
because Juvenile in 1998, nigga, don't play. Stop. I get it, man. Maybe in New York, y'all niggas wasn't jamming nobody records, but the rest of us around the rest.
Jay hopped on the Juvenile remix.
As he should have.
Them niggas was in the front row like fans. What are you talking about, bro?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make me pee.
Don't like whack one out of here.
Them niggas was in the front row like fans.
Man, let me tell you
something. General admission.
500 Degrees. It changed the world.
The world?
Then when you do that,
that is probably one of the greatest.
That should change. Watch.
the world, Craig.
It was actually 400 degrees.
Yeah, it's 400 degrees, and
Yeah, it was
Detroit ain't
400.
changed.
He
Detroit
was not
ain't,
popping in Australia with.
that shit ain't
Nah,
changed.
it
Detroit.
changed the way math works.
We liked it.
was 500 degrees too.
We fucked with all. We fucked with
Not
all the hot
500,
boys.
400 degrees.
We fucked with all the hot boys, but they ain't
that's what we
changed
do.
Detroit.
So what we doing is we
BG
gonna
was
get
my
in this
nigga, though.
room. So we gonna get in this room and we gonna deny the impact and the greatness of 400 degrees.
I
No,
didn't
we
even
ain't- we
know
not
this
saying-
room
we
was
not saying-
talking
We're not
about
even. It had
400
nothing to do.
degrees.
This had nothing to do with Juvenile.
So let me ask
We
you
not
this.
saying it
So-
didn't change watts.
No, I'm saying so 400 degrees is not as impactful and as great as
Glass is nice as shit. He nice with that, yo.
Yo,
I'm
no
saying
one.
He
five-
nice.
I'm saying- So I'm saying 400 degrees wasn't as impactful and crazy as Volume 2. Really?
All right, well listen.
Does that count as a Brooklyn rapper?
What about
No,
what
because
about?
this what No, Mac.
Hold on. Since we
No,
since
man.
we
I
naming
don't know.
since we
This
naming
is what happened.
since we naming more current Brooklyn rappers, Nellyville don't get no love in this.
Hey yo.
Listen.
Yo, Bishop.
Listen.
Control the room.
PD Pablo.
Yo,
PD
listen,
Pablo.
man, listen, yo, nobody came here to hear you laugh in the mic, man. Laugh for a second and cut that shit off, man. Y'all fucking up the vibe, bro.
Hey,
No,
you
that's
didn't
not
stop
what
for a
happened.
second fucking up the vibe.
Yeah,
I got
man,
you because
yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
laughing.
Glass.
You
Let
from
me-
Canada?
let
You
me-
don't know how to vibe, nigga.
Man,
hold
fuck
on,
out of
hold
here,
on,
man.
Bishop.
Cut that shit out. Nobody want to hear
Let me
cat
reset the
talk.
room, Bishop. Let me reset the room.
All right, yo. So go ahead. So what were you saying?
This is how
Hold
the
on.
conversation.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring it to Mech, man. Mech, we got. You heard the criteria on Monday. Give us the criteria. I mean, give us your top 3 greatest from Brooklyn. I want to hear from Bink too.
Hold on, before we do anything, we got to salute Bink properly. That's what the first thing we're gonna do is get some respect in this room, especially.
All right,
What's
so go ahead.
good, Bink?
Big, what up? What up, boy?
Salute to
What's-
Bink.
What up, Bink dog?
What's up, Royce?
All right, I handled this Canadian nigga for you, dog. I got it. All right, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Top 3 Brooklyn. Biggie J.
You mean Jay Biggie?
No, I said Biggie. I said Jay, and now I'm just stuck between my last one.
Is that in order?
Busta?
I was gonna say I'm stuck between
Kane.
Busta or Kane.
As a Brooklyn,
There you go. That's it.
Stuck between Busta Rhymes or Big Daddy Kane. Shut
Me
up.
and you
man.
got the same list, mate. Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm right there with y'all. I set
Now,
that
Mac,
up.
let me tell you what happened, Mac.
You got Big and Jay in the wrong spot. You got to switch them around.
No, he don't. No, he don't. No, he don't, Royce. No, he don't, Royce.
Mac,
Did he pick?
I thought he did that by accident.
Mac, so let me tell you how they did me. So what happened was we was talking about Big, and I was saying very few rappers have impacted the way Big did. It's different. Like his peak is kind of like one of those very few times. And I was saying Jay never peaked like Big. That's not to say he wasn't at the top of the game for 30 years or 14 years or 50 years. I'm saying the peak of Big is undisputed.
500
There's
degrees.
nothing close. And then I was saying in 98, obviously X came out, 400 Degrees came out, which is the greatest album of the South. Feel me? 99, it was the same conversation. You got him, you got 2001 came out, 2000, you got Nelly. I'm just saying Big was kind of just the guy. Like he came and just I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say because Roy's looking for me to say what happened.
Now, when you say greatest album of the South, what do you mean exactly?
How did we make this
album of the South?
Over Aquemini?
At that time?
Aquemini?
Yes.
I was still going back and forth between
Yes,
Busta and
this a whole
Kane.
nother
Y'all
thing.
have made this turn.
Man.
We're not finna do that. I was just explaining to you, Mac. I was just giving context to these niggas making me look crazy.
Oh,
well, you making yourself look crazy.
Copy that.
I can do that, as long as you just not helping.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying not to help you, man. You know, like you got to give me something to work with here, okay? Glasses. Listen, we talk about 400 degrees.
Hold on.
400 degrees versus Aquemini.
Yes.
Hold on. Big Daddy Kane, Biggie, and Jay are basically all off the same tree.
Mm-hmm.
I go left when I start thinking about impact, when I start thinking about longevity, when I start thinking about smash records. Busta has to be included because he doesn't have anybody who's tried to come in his family tree afterwards. So it gets difficult for me.
We saying the same thing, Mac. We said the
I could
exact
talk
same
about the
thing,
forefathers of Biggie and Jay, which is Kane. I could talk about their forefather, their godfather, the guy they got a lot of their shit from. Or I could talk about a man who hasn't been mimicked, who no one, I could talk about a one of one, basically.
He been mimicked.
Yeah, I think Ludacris DNA. I think Busta Rhymes DNA is all over Ludacris.
Agreed.
I can see that.
I
can see
a
that.
little bit of the baby.
Okay, Glasses.
Busta
Okay,
Rhymes.
Glasses.
I can see that. You know what? I can see that.
He get his style from Cool Mo D.
The baby, absolutely. The baby, absolutely.
100% with the baby. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why those two haven't collabed yet. That's 100% his son. Okay, so that changes, but that still doesn't change my 1A and 1B thought when it comes to Big Daddy Kane and Busta Rhymes. That doesn't change my 1A, 1B.
Okay.
So if those are the four, who's the fifth? Who's number five?
Okay, no five. Five. No, don't do five.
No, we're just doing three. Bink, who's your three?
I mean, I got the same three. To be honest with you.
What's the three?
There you go, Bink.
Kane, Jay, and Big.
Where Cool Mo D from, dog?
Harlem.
From Harlem. Yeah, from Harlem.
All right, y'all niggas lucky.
Yo, Fred, what was you about to say?
No, I was just saying, when you think about Big Daddy Kane in the 80s, when you think about his name, you think about Brooklyn. Like he represents, like, this is about Brooklyn, right? Like, he represents Brooklyn. Like, if you from New York, you know Big Daddy Kane, that's Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, undeniably. Big Daddy Kane, Jay, and Big, when you think about those guys, you think Brooklyn next to their names. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely but if you throw Busta in, that's the Mount Rushmore. That's all four. I don't know who comes after that.
You know what I think the thing with Busta is, because even though we know Busta's from Brooklyn, it came like he didn't rep it as hard body as everybody else that we're mentioning. So people kind of think they still think about Long Island and shit like that. So they kind of Brooklyn in that Brooklyn category.
That's what I thought. That's exactly
because he got his start with Leaders, which is a Long Island.
Right.
I see. And he got named after Chuck D, which is also Long Island. I see. He got named by Chuck D, excuse me, which is also Long Island.
With Leaders of the New School, they was representing Long Island.
They was in Long Island, right.
Rappers, but when you think of Busta, you don't think Brooklyn like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Fabulous, you think Brooklyn.
You know what's funny? I think I get what y'all saying, but I don't know. For some reason, I always got Brooklyn from Busta.
Well, he shouts it out enough, but they Fredro and Penn definitely have a point. He got his start with a Long Island group, but he is a Brooklyn nigga, like all the way through. But
yeah, because even when I was younger, you know, before I was well versed in this hip hop thing, I thought Busta was from Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had no idea until later that he was from Brooklyn.
But then again, I'm in a room full of connoisseurs here. Everybody here is we're not casual fans, so we can speak as non-casual fans. We all know where Busta's from, where he was born, where he was raised, where he went to high school is a different story. But he's a Brooklyn representative. He's from Brooklyn. So if we do,
that's like Cube got to start with Compton niggas, but that don't change he from South Central.
Right.
Which means that should actually be a fantastic versus.
Oh.
Busta and Cube. NWA, leaders of the new school, all that independent shit. I think that'd be fun.
Ain't no leaders of the new school record gonna hold up to no NWA record though.
He got some other records though. Busta got some shit. I'd like to see it.
No, Busta. I'm talking about leaders of the new school. Oh, like if you play leaders of the new school NWA, that's something different. I know Busta got 1,000 records.
That would be a slaughter.
I would rather Q versus KRS.
I would rather Q versus LL.
Q versus LL. I like that.
That's a wash.
What y'all like about it?
That's a body.
Y'all like watching massacres?
That's a body.
I don't see the massacre, Royce. Who would be the massacre, Royce? Leaning towards what?
Yeah, who was the massacre?
L the massacre Cube, man.
That's a fact.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was about to say.
I don't agree.
I was about to say.
I'm just saying.
Y'all forgot.
Listen. Ice Cube, that's my heart. I'm just talking about because of the kind of records. I think L. I don't think that's a good match.
You play posse cuts because L got some crazy ones. That shit is
posse cuts. NWA.
Yeah, if we start dipping in if he can bring in the NWA catalog, this becomes a different.
The nigga can play Boys in the Hood. Easy
E. I mean, if we're talking about it versus, they can play anything they're a part of, anything they wrote, anything. You know what I mean? Like,
which is why it doesn't look so one-sided to me.
Yeah,
but we got to keep in mind we're only talking about 20 records too, though.
That's right.
Which makes it actually more reasonable of a battle. But that
America's Most Wanted. Don't forget what Cube was doing when he hooked up with the Bomb Squad. That was
that's my favorite album of all time. But if you talking about 20 records, man,
he was doing classics. He was doing classics in a row.
Death Certificate was my favorite.
You know what? I feel that match. I definitely don't think it's a wash on either side. I don't think it's a wash at all.
What about Nas and Q?
I don't like that matchup.
I'm just not entertained by that, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither.
Before I even get into a comparison, I'm just not even entertained by the thought of it. Like I just not even.
But now we bring it up. Who would you put against Nas anyway?
Yeah, you gotta put somebody like Benzino against Nas. Of his caliber, you know what I'm saying?
Hey yo,
of his lyrical caliber. Hey, what was going on? What was going on in New York? Glasses when that Hangman shit came up.
Gross.
Why would you ask me?
I mean, what was up with the energy? What you mean? Why I asked you? You a connoisseur, right?
Yeah, but I ain't that deep.
Yo, Glasses, you an encyclopedia, my guy. I swear.
Man, I just know a couple things.
So since Cube got brought up, a couple of OGs told me when Young Big came out, they thought he was Cube inspired, and I don't ever hear that convo being brought up. But
Ready to Die?
Now you know who Big sounded
no,
like?
No,
King a lot of headset, yeah, boys.
King T.
Big
King T.
Yeah.
Big is inspired by King
I heard that
T.
and Cube.
Yeah, he sounded like
King
King T.
But Big said he was inspired by King T. And if you go back and listen to them King T records, he sounds just like
King T got a lot of New York flavor. That's where it get real tough right there.
I mean, real shit. Biggie changed his voice after Party and Bullshit. He had a real high pitched joint at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All those records at that time was like real hyper and high pitch. Then he brought it down some cool shit.
At that time, the West with those West Coast cats like King T and his whole family, like between him and the Alcoholics, you couldn't have told me they wasn't from New York for a I thought they all were.
Yeah, they definitely had that. We thought they definitely had that fit when they came out to New York to do the Rock Steady anniversaries and shit back when we was in school, bro.
Yeah,
like, we accepted them because they rhymed like how we rhymed. It wasn't like the stereotypical way that we view West Coast artists at the time. Like niggas was spitting, bro. You feel me? So like we accepted them like they was one of they was us.
Come on, man.
Yo, man, I got a problem, man.
Come on, Pen.
What's up?
I love how they be like, we accept you. I love
that. You gotta understand the mentality. I'm not saying it
back then. We didn't accept everybody. We was
we know the mentality. We know the mentality. We get
it.